You got Call and Flag Cap up in the left-hand corner, or yeah, that one.
Your left, my right.
That way, yeah. And then I've got right beneath me is Keita Tominaga, aka Asahi. Asahi Giggles, whatever you want to call him.
The Gigglemeister.
So guys, the reason I'm putting this thing together is to give an example, like kind of bring a group of my friends and just people that are casual or competitive gamers together to talk about anything really, just gaming in general. And we're gonna work on a title, and this is kind of a poor put together of this video right now, but we'll work on it as we go.
It's a pilot, dude. It's a pilot.
Pilot video, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Alright, so starting off, I mean, let's talk about an Xbox game here. I want to talk about Titanfall.
Good choice.
So,
definitely a good choice.
What do you think? What is your guys' opinion on Titanfall?
Well, there's a lot to say, bro. Who wants to go first? I'll jump in if no one wants to talk about it.
Just go for it. Go for it.
Alright. Well, obviously, really highly anticipated. Okay?
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be like the redefinition of the shooter genre. It's going to be the one that they claim to like blow out Call of Duty, blow out Halo, and kind of just like revamp it with some new stuff. Revamp the genre with some new like qualities, I guess. And I'm looking forward to it. Personally, I think it's going to be sick. And a lot of people that are in the competitive scene, I'm not going to name names, but especially the COD competitive scene, are kind of bashing on it.
At Boys Ketchum. At Boys Ketchum. Not throwing any names out there. I'm going to put the title up there, actually. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah,
keep talking.
Anyway, they think it's going to flop. And I don't really understand why. There's nothing that's been released about the game yet that would have me have any kind of negative feeling towards it. You know what I mean? Everything that's come out has been positive in my mind. People are tripping that it's not in 1080p native, like it doesn't run at 1080p native. Like, who gives a shit?
Let's
really,
whine,
like, no one cares.
Let's
you know,
whine
let's
whine and cry about something like that.
Mechanics.
Let's whine and cry about stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
Right? I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a big issue for you guys?
Well, I think that they should appreciate the fact that it's 6v6 for it to keep playing in the competitive scene. Just because, think about it, 64 lands, that's not realistic.
No.
You know what I mean? A minimal like teams in like Battlefield 4, I feel like to be kind of fun and competitive is 6v6 minimum. You know what I mean? It's already hard enough to get 4v4 lands. I don't think anything higher than that is gonna be hard.
But what about the Xbox little championship thing that they had on Xbox Live where they were doing the only Call of Duty 4? I thought that was pretty badass. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. They did stream it. I mean, but like that was a whole production, and that was backed by Microsoft. So like there was so much money that went into that. If you're looking at like smaller venues, I think it's not realistic to like get that many people there.
Well, I mean, of course it's gonna be unrealistic at a smaller venue or a smaller event. I mean, like if you're talking about tournament-wise, look at MLG. MLG is skyrocketed, but they only do kind of small venues. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
I guess so.
It's not like they're selling out a stadium. But then again,
no, but I mean the numbers are pretty staggering at certain. I mean, there's a shit ton of people that go to those.
It's all streaming. It's all streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they make their money at.
Well, Call of Duty hasn't changed their formula for success. You know what I mean? As far as like the game, and it's always been Call of Duty, no matter which Call of Duty you play. You know what I mean? You can always tell it's Call of Duty just by the feel of the game.
Don't even get me started on that one. I'm not gonna jump in on that. I hated Black Ops.
Different from like Black Ops to like the Modern Warfare series. But it's still Call of Duty, you know what I mean?
Right.
So they obviously haven't changed that, so they have a reason for it to be successful in the competitive scene.
I think we kind of went off topic here.
I mean,
yeah.
So Titanfall.
Well, no, that brings up a good point though, because I think like people are concerned about it being 6v6, but what they don't understand is it's the first of the series. If they do sequels, so it's like it's not like they're stepping out of their comfort zone. It's not like they know that 4v4 worked in like Titanfall 1, and now they're like, we're gonna change it to 6v6 in Titanfall 2. This is the first one, so this is their opportunity to say this is the number that we chose that fits the best. The developers tested it. They say it works best 6v6. Then let's give it a shot at 6v6. You know?
Yeah.
And they're not saying that they're gonna have like only 6v6 playlists. Like there could be others in the game. We don't know yet.
Yeah. What I'm looking for is what I'm really looking forward to is an integrated multiplayer and campaign. I mean, there've been plenty of other games that have done this before, like Unreal Tournament 3, most of the Unreal Tournament games, or Quake, but
Yeah.
I feel like if it's done successfully, if it's done correctly, the game can skyrocket. I mean, everybody's playing everyone's playing the campaign at one time. You can't have one person, like in Halo especially, one person's like, oh guys, let's do co-op campaign. It's like, no, let's play multiplayer.
Yeah.
Dibs on being that guy, but Halo Reach, the campaign was better than multiplayer. I'm just gonna put that out there. But
no way, dude. No way.
So integrated.
What to say?
Integrated.
The Reach campaign was better than the multiplayer.
The integrated campaign in multiplayer, I think, is kind of
I would say
it's not unique. It's not like it's been done before, but I feel like Titanfall has every opportunity to perfect it and push this forward. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more games that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's just appealing to the market. I mean, obviously people play, like even people that get COD, a lot of people don't even play the campaign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like they just want the multiplayer anyway. Right. So it's like why not appeal to that audience? That seems like the audience they're going for. If I'm correct, I think they're trying to take those people away from those shooters and be like, this is a better shooter. Play this.
Yeah.
You know.
So, final thought on Call of Duty, or Titanfall, sorry, Call of Duty.
Call of
Let's do
Duty.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty sucks. We'll just throw that one out there. Ghost is a horrible game. People are struggling to play that. People who loved Black Ops, which is kind of funny because that game's broken in itself, are struggling to play Ghost. So what does that say about a game?
It's way better for competitive.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so final thought on Titanfall, guys.
Titanfall,
I think the 6v6 will survive just because, you know, they already talked about it, Respawn talked about it, but they already said that in regular 64-player, 48-player, huge multiplayer games, when each player is being controlled obviously by each player, you know, it prevents like flanks, angles to be covered, nades, whatever. It prevents things from happening that are preventing the game experience from players. You know what I mean? Right when you look away, someone turned that corner. Right when you like trying to push that flank, you know, something bad happened. You know what I mean? So AI mixed into the plays, they're supposed to enhance the experience as far as your movement, how the game the flow and whatnot. So I don't know if that's gonna be true or that's what they're saying. So that would be kind of interesting to see as well.
Yeah,
we were talking about this earlier. Kind of, you have to think about it like, you have to think about it almost like League of Legends in a sense, where it's like the player in Titanfall is like the champion, and the AI, you think of them like the minions. You know what I mean? Like they're almost like cannon fodder, but like you don't hear people complaining about minions in League. Like, you know, that's like an integral part of the game. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be cool. It's gonna be like a squad leader in Battlefield kind of idea. Although that's like that's kind of a stretch, but it's a similar I think similar topic.
So Kata, you got to buy it. You're gonna buy the game. We'll do a simple. We'll make it simple. We'll make it simple. Buy or pass. Okay, that's how.
Buy for what platform?
Well,
I'm buying it for PC. Buying it for PC.
I'm buying for PC as well.
I'm probably gonna buy it for PC. I hate to say it, but I'm right now at this juncture in time, I'm not willing to buy an Xbox One to play a game.
It's coming to the 360. That's the thing.
Yeah, but at this point, I'm looking forward to something else.
You're just not trying to buy any more Xbox games. Is what you're saying.
Not yet. Not right now.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Yeah.
What PlayStation game are you looking forward to? Which one excites you the most? I'm gonna tell you which one excites me. After you guys, we'll go around.
So we're talking. Can it be? Is it cross-platform or is it just an exclusive?
PlayStation exclusive. Like, we can't exclude those guys. We can't put them out. Do you have any that you're looking at? Because I'm thinking Second Son, Infamous Second Son.
I mean, obviously that's the thing that there's the most data about Second Son's up, so it's easy to get excited about it. I think if we're projecting further in the future, I'd say Final Fantasy 15.
Is that PlayStation exclusive?
I believe so. As of right now, they haven't said it's coming out for Xbox.
Alright.
Although with the current, with the past trends with Final Fantasies, it might be.
Mhm.
But I guess so. Like, maybe that's not a bad choice. Other than that, I'd probably say Deep Down.
Deep Down. I'm looking at Deep Down also. Deep Down, and then even like, I don't. What is it? It's Order like 1886 or 1896
That's
or
true.
something.
I actually forgot about that game.
That game looks awesome, and Dying Light looks so much better on the PlayStation. I'm just looking.
Yeah, but dude, honestly, like, when are we gonna just stop having zombie games, man? Like, there's just so many. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same. Like, get out of the genre. If you're gonna do like an apocalyptic thing, at least make it like a different
That's
enemy.
why I'm gonna try to play in DayZ lately, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to play in DayZ lately. It's kind of some say it's just like, oh, it's just mountain hiking, you know, just
No,
I was like, okay,
no.
whatever.
What
You know,
turn?
it's kind of fun. It's like late at night. I'm just like trying to chill. You know, I'm kind of like over with like the FPS, kind of not trying to like.
What turned me off about DayZ the most is not only the fact that it's the gaming community at its finest. I feel like, you know, it's not, oh, you can join in and everyone's all hunky dory and everyone's gonna help each other out. It's no, someone's gonna shank you in the back for your cargo shorts. Yeah, that's DayZ, dude. That is DayZ.
So is GTA 5. It's every time I went on to try to play GTA 5 and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do a mission. Some fucking random kid comes out of nowhere and just caps me. He's like, I'm like, dude, it's just trying to go on a race or something, man. Like, what the heck?
There needs to be a ban on 12-year-old gamers. That's what I need to say. But
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it really depends on the gamer itself as far as experience in DayZ. How like funny or fun or lame you can make it. It all depends on you and the group of people you play with.
Yeah. I mean,
But you're also not going into that game expecting it to be like some completely mature squad-based. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like
Yeah,
you're going into it thinking like, okay, no one's gonna mess with me. That's like that's part of the territory.
Yeah.
That comes with it.
No, I understand completely.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So
What
PlayStation
did you say your
exclusives,
PlayStation one was? Yeah.
like Dying Light, Order 1886. I'm looking at Thief is gonna look a lot better on the PlayStation. I mean, there's a ton of games that are really gonna be, I feel like, are gonna be a lot better on PlayStation. But
I think it definitely has more exclusive content coming to it. Not necessarily exclusive games, but like DLC and like that type of stuff. It
Okay.
seems like there's more.
so
I don't know.
I texted you the other night, like midnight for you. It was like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Super stoked about PlayStation Plus. I mean, I've been an Xbox Live gamer for forever, since 2006. I mean, I used to play Halo 2.
Yeah, forever me.
And
Well,
it was awesome for me to log on for the first time on PlayStation Plus, and I signed up, and the 3-month subscription for PlayStation Plus is $17.99 or whatever. And the first thing that pops up is BioShock Infinite, and that game came out what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago? A little bit.
I believe it came out last September.
So it's almost
Right, like
wasn't too
four,
long.
or maybe I don't know. I remember playing it in the summer.
It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, I mean less than a year.
Yeah.
Definitely less than a year.
The game is free.
definitely.
The new Devil May Cry that came out, the reboot for the whole series, which I love the original, and this it's okay, but I'm not a big new Devil May Cry fan. Anyway, it was free. There's so many things that are just, I feel like it's PlayStation's way of sticking it to Microsoft, like, oh yeah, you're gonna do free with gold once a month or twice a month. You know, you're gonna give one okay game, one of your legendary games like Fable or Halo 3 or whatever, and then you give some crappy arcade game. It's like, we're gonna give you 2 games that came out 6 months ago. You know, 2 games that you wanted to buy, 2 games that you wanted to buy, but you didn't buy them. It's like, now you have the option to get them. You have no excuse to play them.
If you're gonna go with console, I definitely think PS4 is just smarter. Just way smarter.
It's cheaper, better. I mean,
and
or
the only
specs.
reason I would get an Xbox, the only reason is Halo.
Halo 5.
And did you guys read? Actually, speaking of Halo 5 and 2 anniversary, did you guys read all that stuff that was going on?
I know.
Yesterday.
Rumored a Halo 2 anniversary is coming out.
So
It's
Halo
not
2
rumored, it's
anniversary
confirmed.
Rumored.
It's
Multiplayer
confirmed?
is
It's
gonna
confirmed.
be pretty much like integrated, is what they're saying. There's gonna be multiplayer for it as well.
Wow.
And there's gonna be 2 versions of the Halo 2 anniversaries. One is gonna be a Halo 5 beta version, and one is gonna be some exclusive other collector's edition bullshit.
I'm getting the collector edition. I don't really care. I have all the legendary editions for every game.
And downside obviously is that they're gonna push back Halo 5 till 2015, but.
But dude, like, what do you even know? What do you even know about that
What else do you
game?
need in life unless you have a Halo 2 anniversary, man?
Right,
what
but
else
like,
do
but I was talking with Grayson about it, dude. It's like, what? So we had E3 last year. They put out the trailer for Halo, and it's not. Is it confirmed as Halo 5, or they haven't given it a title?
I think they're just gonna go with Halo.
Pretty much Halo 5. they can pretty much confirm.
I think
Okay.
it'd be smart with them if they just went with Halo, just called it Halo.
Well, if they name it as Halo, they're essentially saying it's a reboot. Because
Not
think
really.
about the new Tomb Raider came out, it's a reboot. Devil May Cry is a reboot.
But
Like
if
if
look
you're
at-
gonna give it the original name,
But it's not the original name. If you think about it, the original name was
you
Halo
always-
Combat Evolved. It's Halo
Yeah.
CE. So if they just go with Halo, I feel like it's more or less 343 making a statement as a development company, like putting it out there like this is Halo. You know, it's not like Halo 4. It's not a continuation. It's their. I feel like this game is going to be their shot to really set themselves aside from Bungie and really step away from their legacy. And it's like, we continued the Halo saga. It's like, but this is their opportunity to really just make a statement. Like, we can step above and beyond any game that Bungie put out before. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting. But my point being, they released that trailer at E3, and
Yep.
they haven't shown anything else since.
I
then.
think that's smart though. I think that's
No, it
really
is.
smart.
But what I'm saying is, like, we're not missing out. I wasn't necessarily like so hyped about it, where I was like expecting it to be out this year either. You know what
So-
I mean?
If you're looking for Halo 5 news constantly, there's you should definitely follow the Team Beyond
Yeah.
Entertainment
Yeah.
on YouTube. Also, a Polish Korean AVK, his YouTube channel is constantly updating the channel with Halo 2 leaks, like Halo 5 stuff,
Mhm.
Halo anniversary leaks,
According to
rumors or legitimate sources, whatever.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
So definitely
even
check out those sites.
Frank O'Connor right now, Frank O'Connor himself came out in the Halo update. I think it was 2 weeks ago, something like that. I'll look for it. I'll put the title or the link, whatever, down in the description.
We can do a link dump.
Yeah, probably. There is an alpha build of the game, and
Yeah.
he said it's the most fun he's ever had playing Halo, and it is Halo. It is the quintessential Halo game, and I'm hoping and praying that he's right, because Halo is one of those games that's so much more than just a game to people. It's not like if Call of Duty were to die, I feel like it would just wither away. No one would really care about it. People would move on to something else, like League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Halo is something more. It has a story that you can latch onto, you know what I mean, or something. It's characters, or I don't know what it is, but Halo to me is something more than just a game. It's like Legend of
People
Zelda.
play Halo religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
People play
novels.
Halo.
There's a whole series of novels. You have the TV series.
Well,
I mean, there's a whole universe that people are like working with.
mhm.
Call of Duty, it's like it's military.
Yeah.
It's been done to death.
So
Like,
we
there's
got off topic once again.
What were we talking about?
PlayStation games, PlayStation exclusives.
Did we start with that? No, that's not what that came from.
That's where we came from on that one, and we moved all the way back over to Halo, which is kind of bad when we're all Halo kids, but
But okay, the only thing I'm looking for PS4 is I've never really been a PlayStation gamer. I've never owned a PS2 or 3.
I never owned any PlayStation.
So the only thing I'm really kind of excited for is Destiny exclusive content for the PS.
I'm
Good.
gonna buy a PlayStation 4 first. I don't have a next gen console
Yeah.
at this point in time, but
I don't either.
I'm looking at maybe next week or the week
I
after.
kind of converted to PC gaming pretty much, other than Halo.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking right now there's more drawing me to the Sony side of everything, the Sony aspect, than there is for Microsoft. I mean, there's nothing really coming out. They've got the Gears of War reboot or whatever it is that's rumored right now.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty exciting though for some people. I mean, if you're
and they've
Gears
got
fan.
Halo. But what else do they have? I'm not gonna switch console. I'm not gonna go buy a new console for Rise. I'm not gonna buy a new console for Dead Rising 3. I will buy a new console for a brand new Final Fantasy game, or I will buy a new console for Destiny, a new IP, or even an old IP that's just so good. But like,
Yeah.
reading reviews on Xbox One right now is just they're not very good, and I'm not. It's not.
It's to be
not just-
expected.
it's
It's
not
to be expected.
Yeah, it's not just one. It's not one person here or there. It's everybody who has
Yeah.
one that I've spoken to has said that the console is just not what they anticipated it to be, and it's not what they
As
want it
far
to
as
be.
the hardware is, it's pretty much equal. But other than the whole UI experience and everything,
Yeah.
I think this PlayStation 4 is better.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think. And
But
the
no
online
console
service.
ever does well at launch. Like there's always bugs.
Sony,
And this
the
is still
PS4,
version 1.
The PS4. The PS4 has done exceptionally
it's
well
doing
at
well,
launch.
but in history, like even if you look at Xbox 360s, like one of our good friends from back home, like he had to buy 5 Xbox 360s because they kept having malfunctions because he got it when it first came out,
Mhm.
and it wasn't like he was doing anything to like bash up the console; it just died.
So,
like,
what are they saying? 1 out of every like 5 consoles had the red rings of death.
yeah, or
At-
they were having issues with the disc drive,
At one
where
point, yeah.
a disc drive wouldn't read a game.
Okay, so
The only way that you could play it is digital download.
at one point in time in my household, we had 5 360s, and that was like right after launch.
Yeah.
And
You
it
had
was
5?
we had 5, and
Yeah, I could
Seems a little
believe that.
it seems a little excessive.
it was it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There was a lot of mistakes that happened, and we all ended up coming home within 1 and 2 days after the launch with 360s.
Mm.
And my dad,
Okay.
my dad thought he was surprising us one day. One day he came home with one. I went out and got one after school. My little brother went out and got one after school. Like we had money
Yeah.
saved up for it. My mom bought one, and my older brother bought one. Like to kind of surprise us a little bit, and we're like, what the hell do we do with all these games? So we ended up returning like 3 of them, but still.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell do we
that's
do
pretty
with
ridiculous,
5
though.
360s? But all my friends, I was the only one out of my friends who got red ring. So I think that's a pretty good issue. And then I've only heard of one person that, like, I used to work at Fry's Electronics. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I've only heard of one person out of like 30 people who bought PlayStation 4s who had I don't know, was it disk drive failing or whatever it is, but
Yeah,
it wouldn't turn on.
Yeah, but it's some sort of issue with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
whole issue is with the red ring is it's a little cable that's right above the motherboard.
and it
which
overheats.
Is, it overheats, and then once it happens a lot, red rings with more landers. People that land a lot move the Xboxes constantly from places to places right after playing for a long period of time.
Yeah.
It red rings a lot because that metal thing is only connected by silicon, so it gets heated up and gets really soft.
Yeah.
And once you move the Xbox, the little cable fluctuates and snaps.
Yeah.
That's the biggest cause of the red ring.
Mhm.
The people that land a lot, I land a lot too. I use my Xbox constantly.
Dude, I was at
went
tournaments all over
sinister
Southern
too,
California.
He went through seriously like 6-7 Xboxes, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Seriously.
they replace them for free though, don't they?
It depends.
Like, you have to wait for a while.
They don't send you
Yeah.
a replacement Xbox, and I mean it's when you spend $400 or $500 on a console, you expect it to work. You know, you don't expect there to be issues. And the thing that's a little sketchy about Sony, and I'm not trying to point fingers here, but on the PlayStation Plus thing, they ask you if you want to buy a protection plan for your PlayStation, and I don't know if that's an extended warranty, like later on, like.
Well, no, because remember they got hacked last year or something.
Yeah. They
So,
did.
like, all the gamer tags and like all the accounts. So I think they were just doing that because like if this kind of shit happened, but that means like anything could happen. Just
Yeah.
it could have happened on the Xbox too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean the PlayStation Plus subscription is cheaper, but that's exactly the point. You have to look at why it's cheaper. It's because Xbox has these network security things in place. They refurbish your Xbox for free. There's no other charge for that. You know what I mean? So like that's all bundled into the yearly subscription, which makes it seem like, oh, I'm paying like $60 a year. It's not really that much. Like when you think about everything you're getting for it, I don't know.
So my little brother just sent me a text message saying, I want to get the new game, Shadow of Mordor. Like, literally just sent that to me. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's the text message.
8:04 p.m. I can
Yeah.
see that, baby. Dude, that game.
West
Did you
Coast.
see a previous developer from Ubisoft, and they've done the Assassin's Creed series?
He's
So-
bagging on it, saying that they stole code
Dude,
from
he's like,
Assassin's
he's
Creed
like,
2.
I looked at a screen of Assassin's Creed 2 for 2 years developing it. I know it when I see it. Basically
Yeah.
saying like they took tech.
At
from
what
the
point in
Assassin's
time?
Creed.
One of his
Yeah.
one of his tweets was, at what point in time did Ubisoft start selling code? Game code. And it's
Yeah.
like you're looking at EA going, what the hell, guys? Did you start stealing stuff, or what? Or is it just people who know the code like the back of their hand, which is, I imagine, is impossible, but
Maybe.
who switched
But he could
developers?
be talking about something as simple as the climbing mechanic, which is like,
Have you seen the trailer for the game?
yeah, the 8-minute
Shadow-
walkthrough.
Shadow
yeah.
of Mordor. Have you seen? Have you played any of the Assassin's Creed games?
Yeah,
It's a
played all of
clone. It's a clone of the game. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The only difference is there's orcs
But, like, how much
and
did they own the
dwarves.
licensing on like verticality and climbing and counter systems in
No.
games, because Arkham City and Arkham Origins is like pretty similar. You know, like it's all about like getting up onto things, coming down on your opponents. There's a counter system. Sleeping Dogs has a counter system. Like,
But it's not really like that. That's not what they're saying. Okay, there's a point in the game where he walks, like the character in Shadow of Mordor walks across this tightrope thing from building to building. And if you look at that, if you look at that rope, it's the exact same freaking rope from any of the Assassin's Creed games as they hang between the houses. Like,
yeah.
it's 2 ropes with little bars that are like sectioned out every 4 feet or something like that. It looks exactly the same. I mean, the game. I'm not saying that there has been thievery or whatever, but they're taking an idea that has worked successfully, and using it for themselves. And I don't really think that's wrong. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're buying a clone of another game.
Well, the thing is, I think its stealing ideas is good, but I think if you're gonna steal it, you're gonna get it. You're gonna have to make it better.
Yeah, you can't just take it and use
You know?
it exactly as is.
So
If you're gonna make it better, and if it's gonna be a better game, that is everyone's just gonna be like, wow, that's an amazing game.
Right.
Props on that, you know. But if it's gonna be crappy, like you're just a poser that just made no accomplishment.
It's a poser, dude.
Pretty freaking
Yeah,
much.
seriously,
Okay, so IPs for PlayStation. Anything you guys are looking forward to? Let's go back on that. Anything that if you were gonna buy a PlayStation console, which I think Colin might. I don't know if you are, Kata.
Probably gonna get a
I
PS4.
don't think I am.
I'm looking for Elder Scrolls.
Out of the next gen consoles, I'm going to get a PS4. But
right off. I mean, I'm gonna buy an
when I
Xbox.
get one, and I'm probably not gonna get one until the summer, to be honest with you.
I'm probably gonna buy one within the next 2 weeks. You'll be hearing from me.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just like we're at the point where there's not really that much out yet. You know, it's very weird because if you look at traditional like launches for next gens, there's always like a huge title that comes with it. Like you had Halo 3, you had Gears of War. I'm not as familiar with PlayStation, so like I'm sure, but they had their big exclusives as well. Like I'm sure it was like a God of War or something like that. And those games were fantastic. And if you look at the launches with these, you had Knack, you had Resogun and Contrast for PS4. You had Rise.
But you're forgetting Killzone.
Oh, sorry, I forgot Killzone. And then you had Killzone's actually good. And then you had fucking Rise, and it's like, dude, I don't know, man. The launches weren't that great, so we're still waiting for the next ones to come out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And E3's in like 5 months or something. So at E3, I'm sure we'll get a bunch more,
something like 3 months, 2 months.
isn't it? Or
I
is it
don't know.
January?
It's
Is it
June.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on the last days of January here. It's January 30th.
You gonna sue me over a month, Grayson? You wanna do this?
I'm not doing lawsuits. I do live in California, yo. Anyway. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
anything else you guys want to talk about really quick before we end this? Before we do a recap here and do a little shout out to Ketchum, who bailed on us to do team scrims. He's supposed to be our competitive little aspect here, but I guess we can fill that in for now.
Well, we could touch on that. I think that's interesting. We could
Competitive
get, like,
gaming.
Just competitive versus like the other types
Casual.
of gamers.
Being a former competitive player turned casual gamer, I really do have an extra drive to win, I feel like, and I think that's just the old competitiveness coming back inside me. Like even when we were playing Halo Reach with you guys the last couple days,
Yeah.
it gets frustrating, and like Colin said, and I even have that recorded, by the way, the sigh of disappointment. Like you're like, I just missed that sigh. Like at the end of the game when you drop
You just know.
-12 and you're just like.
yeah.
It's like
I just missed like 5 shots.
Yeah. Damn it.
I missed every single shot with the sniper rifle. It's like I knew I shouldn't have picked that up. I don't know why I thought about it, but
I thought I was gonna hit him, bro. I don't know what happened.
competitive.
I just gonna get up and get it over.
I have a newfound respect and appreciation towards casual gamers that they didn't have beforehand. It's not.
To me, go ahead.
I got to the point competing, like when I was competing, like when I was playing competitively, that it was more or less, it was less fun for me, and it was more about
like a
doing it
job.
for a win. Yeah, and I was playing Halo 3 40 hours a week. I was playing Halo Reach about the same amount of time, and then Halo 4 came out, and I thought I had something going for me, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna cancel every event after every event. It's like, oh, we're gonna postpone it, and then we're gonna cancel it. And it's like it's kind of heartbreaking, and then you start playing other games and realizing, video games are fun again, you know. And that's I think that's at the end of the day, competitive players bag on casual gamers when they really shouldn't. They're just there to have fun. And
Well, they started off as casual gamers too. That's the thing.
Everyone
Like,
did, dude.
Yeah.
Especially people our age. Like like
Yeah.
everyone just got their first N64, their Super Nintendo, played their first campaign game at home, and that's how they first got into video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And their first multiplayer experience could have been what N64 GoldenEye or Mario Kart split screen.
Mario
you know,
Party,
and then,
Super Smash
and then,
Bros.
Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have online until Halo 2, pretty much until 2004.
Yeah.
So.
Which you did have if you had a Dreamcast, you did have it online. I mean, you can play Fantasy Star. You can play Fantasy Star Online, but
everyone had dial-up. You know what I mean? No one had DSL.
Shout out to RuneScape.
Yeah, RuneScape. I played that in 8th grade. I know what that was like.
Played the crap out of that game, dude. Holy.
Uh,
That's
But everyone started as
as a casual gamer.
gamers, as it's a multiplayer or a single player campaign. That's why another reason, like you pointed out earlier, that I'm looking for Titanfall is that how they're integrating campaign into the multiplayer. You know?
So I think it's gonna bring
Getting everyone on the same page
Mhm.
is something that no one has been able to do as far as gaming companies
Yeah.
few years.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To see.
I think most games fail at separating them anyway because they know competitive gamers get really frustrated with people who come in and it's like, I want a ranked Slayer, but I'm end up playing social Slayer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
But
But like realistically, dude, like competitive gamers just have this like fucking ego thing going on, man. Like they think that these developers like need to cater these games to them. It's like how small of the population of that game is playing it competitively compared to everyone else.
absolutely.
Okay,
Like-
and this is another thing that this is kind of slightly off topic, but I'm really, really not a big fan of the trash talking scene of FPS,
No.
especially in Call of Duty lately.
Yeah.
It's almost just like immature and awkward.
Yeah.
You're just like yelling at them, just like cussing at them. You know, what I mean, just like, but back when we played, or Halo 2 or Halo 3.
Back in my day.
It was like, seriously, like, no, they were like creative with it. You know what I mean? Just like.
I remember
Right.
when we didn't have
I don't know,
joysticks.
It's just like it was just different, and it was just not just something that everyone did.
There was
and
there was a mutual respect.
I don't know.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm a big
post-match
fan.
too. Post-match
Yeah.
is big because now it's like you have the mic is on and available in the lobby, so you have
Yeah.
people talking trash in the lobby. Like other past Halos or whatever, it's like you didn't even get to talk to them except for like the 15 seconds post-match.
yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I feel okay. This is a shout out to old school, and I mean, you can go back and look at Mrs. Violence or whoever you need to, but the only game community that I had the most respect for because they talk trash to each other, but everybody respected everyone else was Gears of War,
Yeah.
competitive Gears of War.
Mm.
Like
yeah,
that, they were such a small community, and when they went, I mean, they went down with the fight. I mean, they kicked and screamed as much as every Halo fan did when Halo died, but
Yeah.
they still, I mean, they're still so diehard and still so loyal to each other, and that's something even Halo fans don't have. I mean, granted, we're more mature. I feel like the Halo community, competitive community, is still more mature than Call of Duty community because there's a ton of guys who think they're good at Call of Duty and really aren't. Catch them. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, that game is honestly just spray and pray. It's like someone's in my reticle, I'm gonna hip fire
No, I'm just-
across the map, and it's like.
If you can,
Dude.
you can't. It's real life, and I get that. Like, you're gonna get shot 3 times with a bullet. You're gonna die. You're gonna get
Right.
One,
I mean,
I don't
obviously
want you.
all of us.
I don't want you to complain about getting one bursted when you're playing a game that's supposed to be realistic. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got shot 1 time with 1 bullet, dude, and I died. And it's like real life. You're gonna get shot 1 time. You're like, oh, you're on the ground holding your. You're not gonna
Right.
keep
Go play
running.
If you're going for real life, go play hardcore Battlefield, dude.
Hardcore Battlefield
is
fucking
another
sucks.
whole another like maturity of gaming. So like compared to like just like the whole realistic.
There's always that one guy who has to have the helicopter, and you can't take him down. IR
dude,
flares.
so it's
Sure,
funny,
man.
You get a good if someone's good with vehicles on the other team, it's just like facepalm, dude.
Dude,
Done.
I am, as a first-person shooter, like I love Battlefield. I love playing Battlefield. I love everything about the game, but I'm so tempted to always be the one guy on foot. You know what I mean? I'd never want to
Yeah.
get in a vehicle because I feel like it's a death trap. But at the end of the day, the vehicle, if you have one guy on your team who's good with the vehicle, you're gonna win the match. You know what I mean? Like that frustrates me because I can get 1,000 kills in the game and like go like 45-2 and lose a match because there's that one guy in a helicopter who's just destroying everything and capturing things just by hovering or like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, ranking maturity levels. I mean, we're competitive gamers and casual gamers were all one community, and the more trash talk we do to each other, the more everything it makes us all look bad.
Right.
And
Well, and you have people that can be really great at campaigns.
Yeah.
They're, you know, like Kata was talking about earlier. You can have people that like memorize glitches that, like, I remember in Halo 2, I didn't have online, so I'd play campaign on Legendary and like find ways to get outside of the maps and like, you know, just like do all these like the super jumps, like just weird stuff, you know, and like that's like a whole nother side. You have the achievement hunters, people that 100% games, and they're amazing at that game. It's like they don't necessarily have to play online competitively to be like better than someone who buys a campaign and plays it on easy just for the story. You know, there's grades of that.
That's like the almost like the competitive side of the campaign players.
Right.
You know, like
The
look at all those
hunters.
players. You know, people that beat Legend of Zelda on 64 in like an hour or something. You've seen those videos?
Yeah,
It's
speedruns.
so ridiculous, dude. Like those guys just, I don't know. Those guys blow my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end this with one little question to ask each of you. Kata, what was the first game that you beat?
First game I beat.
Yeah, first game
I beat.
the very first game you ever beat, because every gamer knows the first game they beat.
Dude, I think the
100.
first
I mean,
game-
not really 100%.
Talking about
just
like you just played through the campaign.
just
right, all the
played
way?
through campaign all the way. First game you ever
Mhm.
beat.
First campaign game I probably beat was Bomberman on the Super Nintendo. That game, every single day, dude. Roy came over. My friend Roy, cream soda. He
Shout out to
came
Cream Soda.
over every single day, and then we just played that game, multiplayer and campaign, traded it off, whatever, for just hours. Hours. So ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was my first game. I remember that.
So I had a Sega Saturn.
What was your first game, huh?
It was either Guardian Heroes or Panzer Dragon.
Panzer
And
Dragon.
I don't.
Nice.
It was. Can't remember. My memory's a little fuzzy on that. But the thing that sucks about Sega Saturn, if you didn't know, there's no auto save in there unless you buy an attached memory card, which I didn't have. So every time I went to go play a campaign, I had to start completely over
Yeah.
and play it from the beginning. So I'm pretty sure it was Guardian Heroes, and I had like one of my buddies over. We beat it.
Yeah. So for me, you guys are gonna laugh because this is like 1997, but it was Ocarina of Time. It's the only game that really
Yeah,
held
I
my
was about to
attention.
say that.
The only game that held my attention long enough to beat. And I mean, I played Super Mario 64. I played GoldenEye. But I didn't really beat it. I just played for the multiplayer because I had friends over. But Legend of Zelda is the only Ocarina of Time is the only game that I really sat down and like
To play
wanted
single player.
to want. Yeah, I wanted to beat. I wanted to see how the story ended, and that really kind of got me. I had played Final Fantasy games before. I had old systems like with Final Fantasy, like the SNES, stuff like that. So I went back and dug those things out, and I started to realize that some games have some amazing stories, and I don't know,
Game
but
is incredible. Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, it's the
Dude,
the
that
pinnacle of video games, like the perfect
that's
video
the first,
game.
That's not the first game I beat, but that's the first game I beat 100%. I got every single heart piece, every single
Yeah.
item, every single
Gold skull tool thing.
power-up.
Yeah.
Dude, it's ridiculous. I got everything.
Yeah.
Game.
It's ridiculous.
I did that all without most of it without the guidebook too.
I didn't even buy a guidebook. I've
Yeah, dude,
I've
who does
never
guidebooks
bought a
anymore?
guidebook. Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Actually,
get the
I know that's not
actual
true.
Last piece of the gold scouts.
Yeah, I bought
That's-
some guidebook. You never bought a guidebook before?
That's not true. I bought one guidebook,
No.
and it was to.
No.
Did you ever play Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance? No.
No.
Okay, so there's I played Golden Sun, beat that 100% without the guidebook, and then the second one came out, and you could bring your characters with all their upgrades, all their weapons, and everything from the first game, and port it over to the second game, which I thought was awesome, but I didn't know how to do it, and I looked online for forever, so I finally just bought the guidebook, and it was both games, like the first game and then the second game, like all in one guidebook. So yeah.
Interesting.
You figured it out
Yeah.
already then?
Oh, I finished ETA.
Cool.
What I kind of wanted to ask.
I'll get it from you in a minute. I want to finish it too. What's going on?
You figured it out how to.
Figured out how to
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I got it. I got
It's
it.
gotta
Okay.
just be like 2 clicks, man.
No, it was. You had to get.
It's
You had,
like,
because I wanted my
more
characters.
Yes, no. It's like, how do I do it?
Well, no, I wanted
My premium.
my character. I wanted my characters from the beginning of the game, and you had to beat like half the game with the new characters before you can port your old characters over, and that was kind of frustrating. But by that time,
Garbage is that, dude?
well, because if the way it works is like the second game, like halfway through, you meet up with the characters from the first game anyway, and they join your party. So that's kind of like you don't get those characters in the very beginning. So either way, you're gonna get either new characters, and they're gonna be like a default level. I can't remember, it's like level 40 or something like that, or you can get your other characters from the old game that I'm like level 99, which I got them and used them as my like main party and just destroyed everybody for the rest of the game.
It's like Pokemon status, dude.
Yeah. What's your favorite Pokemon? Mine's Umbreon, yo. Because
Talking about the single Pokemon.
singular Pokemon. Umbreon is the Sandshrew.
Nah, dude, it's gotta be Mew, obviously.
You're
Who
going.
doesn't like Mew?
I don't like Mew. I like Umbreon, dude.
Yo, speaking of which, I have an original movie poster
This
from
video,
launch
this
of
video
Pokemon,
is
the first movie
this
in my
video,
garage.
this video is gonna go on forever. You have
Have I seen it?
that might be worth some money.
Yeah, I think you've seen it.
Is it
I have that one, and I have like a prop up, like 3D cardboard Jurassic Park launch.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty dope.
I was digging through my game cases at home, and I found a Final Fantasy VII Black Label, which just goes on eBay for like $125.
Sell that
But
shit to your PS4.
here's the problem. I don't know where the
There's no
discs
disc.
are. Because at the time,
just sell it to like some noob who doesn't even know.
at the time, I always used one of those little binder things, like flipped out with your discs in it. Because I'm not very coordinated with the putting my discs back in their case. Battlefield 4.
That's like one of my biggest pet peeves ever. When people like have their discs like in different cases and like all over their stuff. And it's like, dude, when you put a new game in, put the old disc in the case.
Did you
It is very simple.
Yeah.
You saw my room
Like,
before this whole thing started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think I'm coordinated or like organized in any way?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know, it's okay.
Anyway, guys.
Shout out
Look at
to Kata's bottles.
Shout out, yeah.
Right over
Okay,
there in
guys.
the bottle corner, in the bottle town.
Yep.
So we're gonna start tuning it down here.
All right. So what's up with these? Are we doing these weekly? How are we doing this shit?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Drop my pen.
I'm not even sure I really want to. I'm not even sure I really want to post this one because we kind of went off topic a lot.
That's what it is,
I think we
bro.
should. I think we should do it again and like do like 4 minutes and then just cut it. But I don't know.
It's a podcast, man. It's supposed to be long.
All right.
It's
So
not that long. It's probably like 40 minutes though. 45
Yeah.
minutes. Because we're talking for like 10 minutes anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least 20 minutes because I got my text message from my little brother 8:04 and it's 8:22 right now. So
Oh, I think we're good, dude. We're fucking golden.
yeah. Anyway, for at KT_Asahi and at Flagcap, I am Grayson for Eyewavegames.com, guys, and this has been all things gaming, and well, kind of, sort of, just our little rant session.
Yeah, we'll catch you
Yeah,
guys
pretty
later.
much.
But I will be posting a new one out next week, and it will be more structured, I promise you guys. Have a good one. Hopefully.
Later.
Later. Have a good one, guys.